Come on, choir, let's get into it. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other. It reaches to me. Listen, if I could sing, listen, I'll just make a joyful noise unto the Lord for now. He honors it. Hey sis, and welcome back to the Bloom Combo Sanctuary. I am your co-host and your sis Alex, and if you are new here, hey girl, how you doing? I am so excited that you could join us on Bloom Combos as we build sisterhood through authentic conversation, wisdom, encouragement, and God's truth. So let's get into it. So we have been doing this series, these conversations entitled Come Away. And if you have been following the last conversation, we looked at come away in the aspect of rest. Jesus inviting us not only to a substance of rest, but seeing him who is rest. His presence is rest. And when you have his presence, you have him. And so, ladies, this week has been rough. Let me just start off with that.
Oh my God. I can't.
This week, last week, I don't know if I shared, but it was just really rough. As you guys know, you have been following the sanctuary. I am a full-time student. I am a business owner. I am an author. I am just all these things. And all these things, originally, the ideas, the visions, the passion to do these things, and even to be equipped to do these things well, came from me spending time in the presence of the Lord. I could never imagine something like Bloom Combos. I am naturally a introvert. I know people are like, girl, you're not no introvert, but I love my quiet time. I love being around people, but I love when I can get away and just take a breather, be weird, process what I need to process, and I get strength from the stillness. And so with everything going on this week, it is midterm week, so I had midterms. I was a little stressed out about some of that stuff because some of my classes I haven't been getting the material as easy. So it was just a lot going on. Plus there was just overwhelming heaviness that I felt like I was like carrying, and I wasn't quite sure like what is this. And so like I would get up and I would pray and I would worship and I would be good, and then I would go out and just come back in and I still would feel this heaviness, but I got through the day. And so in the midst of this conversation, in the midst of this talk, God was calling me to come away. And can I be honest, I am still learning to come away. As we have these heart talks, as we have these conversations, as your big sister, as your little sister, as your crazy friend, whatever you see me as, I am still learning. I am still practicing being intentional about coming away with God, putting the busyness away, putting the productivity away, because every single thing, every single vision that I've ever gotten, it was in the presence of the Lord. It was me in prayer and God putting these desires in my heart because I delighted in him. Delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. He gave me these desires in his presence. He gave me these visions. He gave me these ideas. He gave me these dreams. And sometimes I, in my own strength, will leave and say, okay, I got the plan now, Lord. Now I'm about to go do it. Now I'm about to go do this for you. But really, he's like, I want to do it in you first. I want to sustain the fire. I want to sustain the vision. I want to sustain the dream and every single thing that I've given to you. If I am the one who gave it to you, why do you think that you can take something that's actually mine and do it on your own strength? And so this week, I felt like I was depleted of strength because I was doing all these things, doing all these God things, and yet I was not coming away to the one who said, hey, I see you've been talking to me, but hey, daughter, I want to check in with you. I want to give you strength. And I'm just like, God, I can't come away right now. I need to go to work. I need to go to class. I need to do all these things. And God's like, I know you need to do those things, but if you don't allow me to strengthen you, though the good things that I gave you, the good works that I prepared for you in Christ Jesus, they'll crush you because you don't have my strength to carry them. And so I had a rough week because I was like, oh gosh, I want to keep going. I was low-key running on fumes. I did not want to come away. It was hard for me to come away. And when I got a chance to come away, I remember going to this worship set on campus right after work. And I ended up like, hey God, like, I'm coming away. I'm being intentional because I am empty. I am running on fumes. And yet you said you want my cup to overflow. You want my cup to be running over so that people get the benefit of this vertical relationship. And so I go to a worship set and I'm sitting there. My attention like, I'll go for like maybe an hour or something. I end up sitting in the presence of the Lord for 4 hours. And can I be honest? The first probably 2.5 hours, I was wrestling with myself in the presence of the Lord. I was wrestling with being still because my mind for the past week was fix this problem, solve this problem, show up here, do this. The demands of life were pulling on me. And so when I finally go into the presence of the Lord, I went in with the mindset of I have to be on. I have to bring something to him. And yet, the only thing that I could bring to the Lord was my weariness, was my blindness, because I was doing everything, but not necessarily doing the right things at the right time. And so for the first 2.5 hours, I sat with the Lord and I wrestled with him, and I wrestled with trying to be still. But even in that moment of me wrestling for that time frame, I made a decision within myself that I would stay here until my soul got still, until my mind got still, until I could hear from the Lord. God, I was not going to leave his presence the same way that I came in. And I think that's something that we often struggle with. We go through the emotions of it, or if it doesn't happen fast enough, if the Lord doesn't heal me fast enough, if he doesn't speak fast enough, then God, I'm leaving. I'm going to leave the same way I came in, and I'm going to miss out on the joy of waiting on the Lord. And so I made up in my mind as I wrestled with myself, as I went through the anxiety, the confusion, the doubt, the depletedness of the week. I was like, God, I cannot leave this place. I will sit here until the storm in my soul is quiet in your presence so that I can receive what you are trying to give me. Because God, the only thing I'm bringing you right now is confusion. I'm bringing you emptiness. I'm bringing you just a week full of the burdens that I've been carrying. And I refuse to leave this place the same way. God, if you told me to come away, if you called me into this moment, God, I need your strength. God, I need your peace. God, I need you to remove the scales from my eyes again. God, I need you to speak to me. I need to be able to get up from this floor and to know that I had an encounter with the one who is rest, with the one who is strength. Psalms 18 says, I love you, Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God, my rock, where I seek refuge. My shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I called to the Lord who is worthy of praise, and I was saved from my enemies. For the last 2 weeks, I just felt like I was just so overwhelmed. And of course, I was getting up, I was praying, I was spending time with the Lord, but I needed more time with him. I needed to be saturated in his presence. And when I decided to get off from work and to sit in his presence and to wrestle with myself in his presence and to make a commitment within myself that I am not leaving this place until I encounter your peace. Because what is the purpose of me just coming in here frustrated, coming in here empty, coming in here just so weary and leaving back out weary? If you are the Lord of Lords, if you are the King of Kings, if you are the Prince of Peace, if you are the wonderful counselor, if you are the one who can comfort me, God, I need to encounter you. I need you. I need you to show up, God. I need you to be my strength. I need you to be my refuge. God, I am running into you at this moment, God, because the enemies, the demand of life is trying to distract me. It's trying to get me away from you. It's trying to make me focus on the demands of this world and not on the restoration of the kingdom. And so I sat with the Lord for 4 hours. And even in the midst of my wrestling, God was there. Even in the ability for me to make the decision to say, I will not leave until I encounter you, until I meet you here. God was even in the midst of that to give me grace, to give me strength, to stay, to abide, to dwell, until his glory rested upon me. I got clarity. I got strength. I was reminded of who I am. I was reminded of who he is. And the weariness that I felt for like a week and a half was literally replaced with the strength of the Lord. Replaced with the joy of the Lord as I fixed my eyes on him again. And as I sat there, I was like, God, you've been trying to get me to come away for this past week, just so that you can strengthen me. You knew that the demands of life and the weight of the responsibility that you've given me would require your strength and your presence. And yes, it seemed like everything demanded something of me. But all you demanded was me just to be there. Just to be still, just to be silent, just to wait upon you. And I realized that God, the strength that I need to fulfill the vision, the strength that I need to make it to the finish line, is you. My strength is your presence. My strength is coming away and making up my mind, allowing me to say within myself, God, I will not leave until I am filled again. I will not leave until I can see clearly again. I will not leave until the voices of the world are empty out of my mind and I can hear you. I can see you. I love you, ladies. I hope you know that we serve a God who not only is rest, but He is our strength. And the stillness and the wrestling, may you learn to wait upon the Lord. May you never become common with going into His presence. May you remain until you see Him. May you understand that each moment is sacred, and each moment you come away is filled with purpose in His presence. So go in grace, go in peace, but most of all, go knowing that you are loved. See ya.